What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? How we feeling? How we doing? Another night, another Spurs update coming to you live via De La Spurs Live. Go ahead and make yourselves comfortable. We welcome all here, so come on in. Everybody gather around. We got a quick update for you tonight. Don't want to take too much of your nights. So we'll give you this quick Tottenham update, hit on a couple of points. I'll let you get back to the night. Yo, shout out any fans, any basketball fans watching the finals right now. We'll go ahead and get this update to you live so you can get back to the game. Shout out to anybody watching here tonight from wherever you are. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. You deserve it. Come on now, you deserve it. Don't ever think you don't deserve it, by the way. Don't let nobody tell you, your boss at work, family member, friend, whoever it may be, tell you you don't deserve a round of applause. You deserve a round of applause. Come on. First of all, you made it through today. That deserves a round of applause right then and there. And here you are, celebrating that by watching this De La Spurs live stream. So, hey, you deserve a round of applause for that too. Come on. Come on. Come on. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. How we feeling tonight, folks? It is De La Spurs coming to you live Monday, June 8th, Monday night. Hopefully you guys this weeks are getting off to a good start. I know mine is, so hopefully y'all's will reflect the same. I didn't do a stream last Friday. I had some personal events going on, so I wasn't able to get in front of the camera on Friday, but we're going to be delivering some quick updates for you today. Don't want to do an hour-long video. Don't want to take too much of your time. We're just going to hit up these updates real quick for you. What's going on around Tottenham, and then I'll let you get back to your nights. But, hey, before we do any of that, I'm going to need y'all to take a moment, go ahead, like this live stream, subscribe to the channel, share the content as well. Family member, friends, teacher, student, mentor, mentee, co-worker, boss, whatever relationship you have with that other person, go ahead, give them the link. Give them the link, share the link with them. Let them know about De La Spurs. Let them know it's at De La Spurs. Pretty much on all social media fronts at De La Spurs. So go ahead, tell them, check out the channel, check out the live streams, check out the content. I appreciate it so much. Listen, folks, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. I mean, I don't think there's any reason why we should be holding you up tonight. I'm not going to put on a whole bunch of theatrics for you. Just going to give you these quick updates, and then we're going to get down to it. So first off, Van Heck, Jean-Paul Van Heck, he has been denied again. Let's just see here. Yes, that is correct. He has been denied again. Going to go ahead and pull this up here. From Fabrizio Romano himself, negotiations between Spurs and Brighton for Jean-Paul Van Heck, or Van Hecke, depending on how you say it. Talks planned again this week. Van Heck wants to move. Roberto De Zerbi wants him. Club-to-club talk still on after Brighton rejected 2 proposals on the player. So Tottenham, we've submitted a bid for Jean-Paul Van Heck after securing the signing for Marco Senesi, trying to bolster that back line by getting in another defensive player. Van Heck, he is a progressive passer. He is he actually has some history with De Zerbi as well, playing with Brighton when De Zerbi was at Brighton. Granted, I don't think their time was necessarily that long together, but you'd be surprised how fast these managers can make an impact on players. And I think De Zerbi has made an impact on Van Heck in the simple fact that he's willing to leave Brighton, which has secured a European football spot, to come to Spurs, which may offer a bigger paycheck for him at the end of the day. But ultimately, we are definitely in a building position not necessarily ready to challenge for Europe or anything yet. So the fact that he wants to come to Tottenham above staying at a club with European competition next season should show you just how much of an impression De Zerbi has made on the player. And heck, maybe Tottenham has made an impression on the player as well. So we have submitted 2 bids. I think they've been around the 50-55 million mark for Van Heck, but Brighton has denied both proposals. I imagine they're looking for the right number when it comes to this player. So be prepared to see some more offers rejected if we're not willing to do that. And be prepared to see that it comes through when we present the right number with the right pay balance. So, but no, I just wanted to give this quick update. Listen, Van Heck has been denied again. We are going to go back in for him again. If you think, or I should ask, what do I think? Do you think that we would get this player? Yes or no? I think we can. I think we definitely can get this player. I think Brighton's going to play some hardball, though. You're looking at a good defensive player who, other than Lewis Dunk, has been a solid piece in that back line for Brighton for some time now. And going into Europe, I imagine if Brighton's going to let go of this player, they're going to want the player for a good fee. They're going to want to make their money from the player. And ultimately, they've got to be willing to sacrifice having that solid piece in the back next to Lewis Dunk. Part of their back line. So it may even be that Brighton may kind of put a hold on this transfer, may reject Tottenham until they find they have a sufficient piece to come in to substitute Van Heck if he does leave. So whether it is the price or Brighton need to find a piece to substitute for Van Heck, either way, I think Brighton is going to not be the most willing to do business for this player in the meantime until they can do some more business or they have some more time to think about it. I appreciate Tottenham and you know, give them the credit for wanting to get this deal done sooner rather than later, as they should with the circumstances we're under. But right now, sometimes you fall into the whim of the other club as well as the player that you want. In this instance, we fall in whim to Brighton. And I think it's going to be a little tough to get this player off their books, especially with them going into Europe. I'm not sure they're going to be willing to try to rebuild their squad in a year they can challenge in Europe. And just looking at the history of Premier League teams, especially after this season, and how well they've done in the other European competitions, not necessarily the Champions League, but the Europa League and the Conference League now, I think Brighton want to say they have a fair chance of getting into not just getting into those competitions, but winning them. So ultimately for me, you know, I think for Brighton, they're going to be playing a little bit of hardball on this transfer. So I would say don't expect anything to progress fairly quickly with this. Yes, the player agrees with the transfer. Yes, Roberto De Zerbi wants him, but it's all up to the clubs now. I mean, and we know just how much hardball some of these clubs can play, especially when it comes to Tottenham when they come knocking on the door. With our transfer history, I think they know that they are probably more than likely have more of the chips on their side of the table, so they're going to be dictating the shots, giving us the answers of what they think, and letting us know where we are on this saga. But just to provide this quick update, Van Heck has not joined the club yet. We just had our second bid rejected by him. I think we put in that second bid, I want to say over the weekend at the end of last week, I believe. So, yeah, just we haven't been able to see any more movement on this. I don't know any more details of this. So is there a specific number that Brighton's looking for? I'm not sure. Again, are they looking for that replacement for Van Heck before they sell him? I'm not sure as well. But second bid has been denied. As you can see here, though, according to Fabrizio Romano, talks are still ongoing and plan to happen again this week. So can we see another bid? Can we see a third bid be put in, a fourth bid being put in for this player? Or will Tottenham cut their losses after the second one and say, hey, if you're not taking this money, then we don't think that you want to sell the player to us. If you don't want to sell the player to us, that's fine. We'll cut our losses and try to find another defender, right? and how much as you as a fan want Van Heck on the team. Again, like I said, I think he's definitely a tremendous talent and would definitely be helpful to the cause as far as uplifting the level and the style of play we have here at Tottenham currently. I think he can definitely be a part of that. And at his age, I believe he's I think he's young. Yeah, he's younger than Marco Senesi as well. So you're talking about bringing in a younger defender, have a couple more years in his legs, a couple more years to grow as well. I think it's a signing that a lot of Tottenham fans are saying yes for. And with the rumors that we're gonna explore in the last little bit here of this update, we'll see why he's so important. But Van Heck has been denied again. We're gonna get it. We're hopefully we'll be able to get in a bid for him this week, and hopefully we can hear back before the end of this week to see where we are. Next update we have here. That's right, Andrew Robinson, Marco Senesi confirmed. As you can see here, the cost of these players are very low. They were free signings, right? Should be pretty easy to take care of if you're Tottenham. These players, other than Senesi, really, I'm not necessarily sure about Andy Robertson, but I definitely know that for Marco Senesi, there was suitors in the Premier League and other places willing to look out, willing to get him. I think for Robertson, I think Juventus might have been interested at one point, but I don't remember seeing any bids being put in place for the player. I don't remember anybody saying that they put down a price tag for Robertson. So free signings, pretty easy for Tottenham to get over the line, especially with us having communications with these players before getting to this point, before the end of this season. So confirmed, these two players are signed for Tottenham. They are coming through the door. What does that mean for the squad, right? We have at the left back position, not very strong. We have Udogie and we have Souza, the 19-year-old that we bought. Udogie has had some injury problems in the past as well. So that position looks pretty scarce when you're talking about who's there as far as depth. Bringing in Andy Robertson not only is an extra body, but will provide that experience and know-how that is definitely needed in this team. I think for a while now, we've wanted to hitch our wagon to young players and the potential that they bring to Tottenham. But as we see, what does that mean for now? It doesn't mean much of anything. As a matter of fact, it means that your team is going to finish 17th 2 years in a row on the quote-unquote potential that is awaiting Tottenham in the next 3 to 5 years. So I think bringing in a player who's not necessarily Andy Robertson, he's an elder player, right? So I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be the one that's going to lead Tottenham for the next 5 years, but you're talking about bringing in someone for the next 1 to 2 years that can do a job, bring some experience, bring some knowledge and know-how, as well as some stability to the squad. I think he'll bring stability to the squad. Not necessarily sure of Robertson's injury record. The same thing for Senesi. But I think these players played a majority of the games that they had an opportunity to play, especially Senesi. He was a part of that Bournemouth backline that got them the strong finish that they had this season. So I don't think these players have recently had any major injury woes. So I think that will definitely bring some stability to that back lines, bring some stability of how we play out the back. The more these players play, the more vetted in they get in, and they'll be able to I think solidify some starting spots, especially if the rumors are true regarding one of our center backs who may not be here by the end of this summer. But it was confirmed Marco Senesi, Andy Robertson are here at Tottenham. You can let me know what you think about these signings down in the chat below. Last but not least, hold on, where are we? We have to mention this. I have to mention this. There's no way that I cannot. Let's see, where is it? Oh man, I just had the story up and now I lost it. Well, I guess we'll go with this. To news to all, I'm sure this was the big news of last week, but I do want to cover it because I didn't cover it on Friday. Daniel Levy has sold 24.99% stake in Tottenham Hotspur uh, uh, to what is 8 Sports Capital Limited. So they have sold. Daniel Levy has sold his stake, a quarter stake, up to a quarter stake of his of stake in Tottenham to 8 Sports Capital. What does this mean? And as you can see here, this kind of goes over. This is just an official press release of this. Hold on. I got the wrong banner up. My fault. There we go. So we can see here from this press release, trustee of Daniel Levy's family trust agrees to sell a 24.99 stake in Tottenham Hotspur parent company. This is from June 5th. So again, last week, 8 Sports Capital Limited today announces the signing of a sale and purchase agreement to acquire 24.99 interest in ENIC Sports and Development Holdings Limited. ENIC, the parent company of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. The transaction is structured through the acquisition from Oakchester Limited of the entire issued share capital of Wahlberg Holdings Limited and Larkin Limited pursuant to the sale and purchase agreement. Target companies together beneficially hold 24.99% of the issued ordinary share capital of ENIC. Oakchester Limited is owned by Whitmill Trust Company, Gibraltar Limited, acting as trustee of the Levy's Children's Trust and the Wahlberg Discretionary Trust, which are family trusts established of the benefit of Daniel Levy's children. Spokesperson of 8 Capital Limited stated, "We are delighted to have signed this agreement to acquire a significant stake in ENIC. We look forward to working with the club shareholders, management, staff, players, and fans to support Tottenham Hotspur's continued growth and success. Parties have agreed that no further public comment will be made regarding the commercial terms of the transaction." So this press release, officially states that it has happened. It is true. Now, the info or rumors or opinions that I've heard of this is that the 24.99% does not hold the authority for these people to come in and start making decisions or to start being able to voice what they believe should happen at the club above or around the ENIC children. The ENIC children are still the majority holders. They still have a majority of the say of what goes on here. But as you can see here, Daniel Levy is out. Daniel Levy's officially out. That's what we can get from this as well. I think it also presents another interesting idea. Like I said, with the club statement coming out saying that they're not for sale, right? And granted, this is Daniel Levy's stake, right? This is not the ENIC's children's stake, which is the ENIC children are the one who came out and say that Tottenham is not for sale. And ultimately, even after this sale/acquisition of the 24.99%, ENIC are still in charge. They will still say if this club will be for sale or for not for sale. But I think what is interesting is that you have another party group, another entity that is now a part of this outside of Daniel Levy that, again, I don't think they have any authority or power to have any say in the decision making, but you're also talking about having another face, having more people in that meeting room. So whatever happens in those meeting rooms, whatever is discussed, whatever it is decided, right? You have another party now that's not necessarily so attached to the hip of ENIC. You now have an outside party who I believe will probably be looking to make the most money as they can from this acquisition. And if there are certain things that are going on at the club that they do not believe lead to them making the most money, being the most beneficial to what their interests are, and having this stake in Tottenham, that maybe, just maybe, that may rock a couple of feathers within the ENIC room or just in that boardroom in general, right? If you have at least 2 people in that boardroom that haven't been around the ENIC children, don't really know anything about, the ENIC family and necessarily what they do, but know that they've joined or they've bought a piece of this club to make money because they've seen that billionaires have done that before. And they see that Tottenham may not be necessarily making the right decisions to make that money. I think they may have something to say about it. They won't be as quiet or complicit as you've seen other members of the board, such as Daniel Levy has in the past. So could this shake some things up? Could this ruffle some feathers? I'm not sure. But again, of the opinions I've seen and what I believe, this is again not a this 24.99% does not give 8 Sports Capital Limited a decision when it comes to purchasing players, selling players, the direction the club moves on. But I do think they can comment. I do think they can make those comments. I know freedom of speech is something that gets touted here in America. I believe they will have the freedom to say, hey, I don't really like what's going on right now, or hey, I don't really think this is in the best interest of 8 Sports Capital making money because Tottenham bought these players. Tottenham's doing this. They fired another manager halfway through the season. They're not upholding the promises to the fans. So maybe, just maybe, this can start ruffling some feathers a little bit. Maybe this can start shaking things up. Maybe this can actually spark something in that boardroom that I think we haven't seen in a while. So just wanted to cover that as well. I think that was very interesting that I didn't get to last week. Last but not least, as far as a quick update here, as you can see here, big one here, very big one here. Cuti Romero. Cuti Romero is wanted by Manchester United, and the Manchester United is preparing an offer for the player. Now, how much you believe this, I'm not sure. I believe this dude is an Argentinian journalist. So, again, not sure how much stake or credit you put into this, but this is someone who would be dealing with Cuti Romero a lot closer than someone here in England or someone at Tottenham would be at this moment in time. At this moment in time, with the World Cup going on, Christian Romero with the Argentinian team, I believe there's a lot more Argentinian reporters that are going to be around Romero, asking him these questions, inquiring how he feels, especially after such a turbulent season. Romero coming out, speaking up against the ownership, speaking up against Tottenham at some points, at certain points, siding with the fans, with saying that sometimes this ownership is not making the decisions on the best interests of the club or the fans. And ultimately, a player like Romero, Argentinian, wants to win, right? Has that in his DNA. He wants to compete. And if he feels like he can't do that at Tottenham, where else can he do it? Well, there is a certain club in Manchester that's on the rise right now in Manchester United. And I know they would love to have Romero added to the squad, especially when you have I forgot, but they have an Argentinian center back as well. I forgot his name. They have the Butcher over there as well. So you're telling me you could have 2 Argentinians on that squad, have some strength, some spice in that back line, exactly like a club with Manchester United would need, especially when they're trying to grow. As well, you can't look past Romero's skills. I mean, listen, he's right now probably one of our best passers out of the back progressively. I'm not sure of the stats, but I'm sure just with the eye test and from what I've seen other center backs do here at Tottenham, he's probably the most comfortable on the ball. He's probably the most comfortable passing out of the bag. He's the most willing and has probably the best eye as far as those long balls, breaking through the lines, breaking through a press. So I'm sure a team like Manchester United would love to add that skill as well as the tenacity of Romero to their team as you're trying to build back into a team competing in the top 4 and the top ends of the Premier League. But tell me what you think, fans, of this. Is this just BS? Is this just babble from an Argentinian reporter? Is this a little bit of Romero's doing? Is he entertaining these offers to, again, try to push the club and the ownership to do something, to want to win as much as he can? You know, is this a sign of Romero, deciding that, maybe his time here at Tottenham is done, and he's starting to listen to other clubs' interests and inquiries into him. You know what I'm saying? So thought it was a very interesting story. Just wanted to cover this real quick as part of the quick update. Manchester United wants to buy Romero and are preparing an offer. When do you expect the offer to come in for the viewers out there watching? Put that in the chat below. Do you expect an offer to come in this week? Are you expecting until after the World Cup, which I think more than likely will happen? I think Romero did make an appearance for Argentina. Does that mean that he'll start in a World Cup game? I'm not sure. But I'm sure right now his mind is focused on getting his best fit as he can to try to make an appearance at the World Cup. So I'm not sure how many interviews he's going to be willing to sit down at. I'm not sure how many reporters he's willing to talk to at this moment in time. But if an offer did come from Manchester United, how much do you think that offer has to be, and when do you think it would come in? Put your thoughts down below in the chat. Let me know what you think regarding that. Well, folks, that's pretty much it. That's it for the quick update. Like I said, this is going to be a quick video, quick live stream. It's only been about 30 minutes. Probably only been talking for 20, but just wanted to do that quick update for you guys, especially since I didn't connect with you on Friday. But hey, listen, I appreciate your times here anyway. Like I said, I'm going to let you get back to your nights. I know it's getting late. Before you leave this stream, and I see you, before you leave this stream, go ahead, like this live stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel at De La Spurs. When you do, hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell so you can get the updates on when I'm going live. I post when I'm going live, posted on X and YouTube. So if you follow me on X, follow me on YouTube, and hit the notification bells. When you do, you will be alerted or notified when I make those posts, and you will be in the loop on everything De La Spurs. I appreciate everyone's time tonight coming in here, watching the live stream again. Pretty short stream, but listen, I got some NBA Finals I got to watch. You know what I'm saying? Got some beer to drink. Got a night to enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy your nights as well. Listen, it's De La Spurs live. I enjoyed going live with you guys again. I will see you on Friday with probably another quick update depending on what happens between now and then. But until then, peace.